Today we're going to be opening a really special Pirate CSG item. This is what's called a factory set, and this one in particular is for Crimson Coast, which is the second expansion of Pirate CSG. Now, these factory sets are supposed to be one of every card for the set that is contained in here. So since this one's Crimson Coast, we should have one of each unique card. Now, I don't know entirely what that includes because obviously there's some limited edition and special edition cards. So I'm actually really curious to find out what's inside here. Now, I'm not too familiar with Crimson Coast. I only have a couple cards from that set. And so I figured this would be the best way to get the entire range. So get it all at once and don't have to be opening packs to look for stuff. But because of that, unfortunately, I don't have a checklist for Crimson Coast. So we're just going to have to look at the numbers here and see if they go all the way through sequentially. I believe from looking online that there should be 130 cards in the base set, because the last one there is the super rare, the Roanoke. So I'm a little confused at how that all works out, because the Roanoke's only 3 cards, and I think super rares are supposed to be an entire pack, but maybe they hadn't done that at this point, since this was only a second set. Just from what I've seen in Pirates of the Caribbean, which is what I've opened a ton of. So as you can see, this is divided up with rubber bands in here, and a lot of them have rotted away over the years. This particular set is from 2005, and then the whole thing is wrapped in this clear cellophane on the outside. So this is what they all look like. Pretty informal, but these weren't really to be sold, so these were just, I guess, for distributors or for marketers or whatever. Not quite sure why they made these, but pretty cool that they exist. So they've just got some tape on the front here, and we're going to go ahead and devalue this thing like crazy. Just break the tape. Looks like there's 2 pieces there and then 1 in the center. I don't know if anybody's ever filmed an unboxing or an opening of a factory set. I feel like most people probably just leave them sealed. So this might be the first. And we'll see if it includes all the limited editions and all the other interesting stuff. So there's our first stack. This right here is our second stack. I'm going to try to keep these in order if I can. Looks like this is our third. One thing you can kind of see is a little bit of the residue from the rubber band right there, because these have obviously been on there for 20 years now. Here is the next one. It's hard to even keep them divided because the rubber bands are just dust at this point. Like little noodles. Okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like there's 8 total. Put this one out here. Okay, so I see some rares. And here's the rest of them. And if everything's in here, then I guess I am done with my Crimson Coast collection, so that's kind of cool. Obviously, we'll double check all that. I'm trying to get all the bits of rubber band out of here. Okay. So, this right here, we've got 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92. Then we jump to the 50s, so that's interesting. So the 90s over there. I guess I'll try to organize these by number. So 59, 44, 43, 24. Okay, so I think they're organized by rarity right now. So we've got the 20s. These are the 40s. And they're in like reverse order. I guess because when you're looking at these, you're supposed to be looking at them like that. So 65. Hang on, that's only a single. Okay, tell you what. I'm gonna pause and just lay all these out and count them so that you're not just watching me do all this in real time, because it's probably gonna take a while to unsort this mess because it looks like they're kind of all over the place. Okay, so it looks like it's like cards 3 and then all of cards 2 and then all of cards 1 at the front here. So I guess they're in that kind of order. That's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. Now, I haven't seen the super rare yet, which is kind of weird. Oh, there it is. Spoke too soon. Well, there's card 3, so let's see if we go through here. There's card 2, and then the Roanoke. Nice, so there's the super rare. Alright, so we know that that's in here. Just curious to know if there's any other unique cards in here other than the standard rarities. Yeah, let me just lay these out and it'll be easier to kind of take a look at what we've got here. Finally got them organized. That took a lot longer than I expected. There weren't really any patterns I could see other than you would get all the 3 out of 3 parts of the card, and then the 2 out of 3, and then the 1 out of 3 at the back. Not quite sure why it was set up that way, but that's just how it came from the factory. So we'll take a look here, and it looks like from what I saw, this is just a standard base set. So we've got ships 1 through, I'll just turn them like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or I guess 1 through 9 here. I'm doing it in stacks of 10. And then this is 10 through 19. So we've got 10. Yeah, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll just flick through these real quick just for you to see. So this is everything that you would be able to pull from the Crimson Coast booster packs. Now, interestingly, there is no collector sheet, there is no dice, there is no game rules, and there are no islands. So I guess the islands aren't considered part of the collectible set, even though there are unique variants of island prints. So maybe I'll try and hunt those down one day, although I'm not really too worried about it. I have plenty of islands from all my other sets of this game. So this is really cool. I'm glad I opened this. This really is the complete collection from 1 to 130, since Roanoke is the last one there. I know that there are other limited edition and special edition ones like tournaments and promo stuff, and I don't know where all it came from, but that's not included in here, which is fine. I wasn't particularly expecting it to, although I was definitely curious. So now we can answer that it's not included in here. But you do see all the 5-mast rare ships, you see all the 4-mast uncommons, all the 1-mast rare ships. It is all in here, and I've got it in order. I think, where is it? The Abandoned Crew is also in here. It's one of these. There it is. Yeah, so number 98, the Abandoned Crew, is also in here. So you've got all your rare treasures. Number 100 is the last one there, and then we get into the generic treasure and the generic crew. It's pretty boring at the end here. These are all just the same type of thing, different nationality of generic crew, and some treasure. And then the last one here is, of course, the Roanoke, the super rare. That's a pretty cool one. And then, interestingly, I noticed that there were 2 extra cards. So 115 appeared twice, as well as the second plate for number 41 here. So I'm not sure what was up with that. That was just what my factory set contained. Yeah. These aren't really anything special. It'd be cool to have gotten some duplicates of the rares, like the Abandoned Crew. But, yeah. So that's what you get in a factory set. Pretty cool to see. And as always, thanks for watching.